Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Great Men Taking Over the World!
I'm Ren.
This is Dark Assassin.
And today we're talking about a really nostalgic game, Tenchu Stealth Assassins for the PlayStation 1. So how I got into Tenchu Stealth Assassins was me and my brother, we went to the local Hollywood Video, and I believe my mom said we could only rent one game at the time. And so I think it was my brother's turn to rent, and so he chose Tenchu Stealth Assassins. I had no idea what it actually was. He just showed me like the title of it, and I was like, what is this game? What is this? Just like another stupid RPG? Because he was always renting RPGs at the time, and at the time I was not really into RPGs at all. And so, you know, we ended up renting it, took it home. He started playing it in our room, like on this little 13-inch that we had in the room with the PlayStation hooked up. And so he starts playing it. I'm not even in there. I don't care because I know it's just like whatever. And so I eventually do go up there and watch him play it. And I was like, whoa, what is this game? What is this? Like, it was like some weird, dark, creepy game where you're playing like as a ninja and you're throwing a grapple hook on top of a, you know, to rooftops and shoot up. And then I saw like the stealth kills and the blood, and that's what fucking threw me in there. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. I was like, as a kid, you know, I was just naturally into gore and all those kind of things. And so, you know, seeing them slit throats and like those animations that they did after they would do the stealth kills was just, it fucking blew me away. It totally got me hooked in there. And I remember it was my brother, he was playing the first level, the Punish the Evil Merchant, and he was fighting the first boss. And I remember he killed the boss, and the boss, you know, he screams and all this blood's gushing out as he's spinning in a circle. He's like, "Blah!" And I was just like, whoa, it blew me away. The atmosphere, I slowly realized that the whole feudal Japanese atmosphere was kind of dark and you know, foreboding kind of atmosphere. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And then like the alert system, how like, you know, the icons show up for if they could see you or not and things like that. It was just, man, after a while I got really absorbed, really hooked into the game. And we ended up playing it. It was like this was around 1998, late 1998. I think it was around New Year's we were playing it, so it was just like a fucking sweet time we had with this game. I don't think we beat it the first time we rented it, but either way, it was like a really good time. I did end up renting it about maybe a couple more times, and I do remember that one of the times that I was returning it, my mom came up to my room and was like, hey, we have to return this game. And I was like, no. I was like so addicted to the game, and I didn't want to return it. I was like, no, I love you. I was like fucking clutching the game and shit.
How I first got into Tenchu was one of those games I skimmed on back in 7th grade. It was like fall time, 98. I was in Scarlet at the time. And I saw that software, etc. on the display demo scans for the PS1. And I played the Echegoria stage and instantly got drawn in and got into it and then just enjoyed myself. It was a hell of a game, and it was one of those unique games. It was like a realistic ninja game. You could use stealth kills, have different items and weapons and collectibles of that sort, like the shurikens, the super shurikens, the bombs, the smoke bombs, and the landmines, and just all sorts of cool stuff. And I played it on the demo scan twice at Software Etc. before my mom bought it for me like 2 weeks to a month later. And on the first time I played the Echegoria stage, killing up guard dogs, bodyguards, the main bodyguard before you kill Echegoria. On the first time I played it and the demo scan, and then the second time when I went to Software Etc. again, it was in the demo scan again, and I played the pirate stage where I was killing up pirates on stealth mode head on, and I fought the main boss, Captain Bomber, and killed him on my first try after I blocked him on defense and scored my second victory with the level 7 pirate stage and the Echegoria stage. They both had demos on 2 separate occasions, and then after like I said again, 2 weeks to like a month later, my mom bought it for me, and ever since then I just enjoyed myself and owned the game and just enjoyed myself playing it ever since. My favorite stage would be level 1, the Punish the Evil Merchant, because of the whole layout of the stage, the environments, the atmosphere. You're in a big fortress trying to look for the evil merchant to kill him, and then you can fight the guards, the guard dog, and then the main guard boss before you fight Shigoya was pretty interesting, and then grappling on rooftops, climbing through, walking up top of roofs, and then finding the evil merchant and killing him. I just thought it was just a really good first stage for that kind of game. It was like a really good intro stage for that kind of game of a dark feudal Japan ninja game. When it comes to my least favorite stage, I would say level 3 because of the dark caves and the annoying pitfalls, and just mainly for those reasons. And then just, you know, it's easy to get lost in a big forest and it's hard to find the right cave to get the goo, which I eventually did it, but it was just a bitch in the process. So I'm just going to be honest saying that. What character do you identify with the most?
I would probably say, I mean, yeah, obviously Rikimaru, just because he's like, he's level-headed, he's honorable, he's, you know, he doesn't have like a huge ego or anything about his ninja skills or anything like that. He just does what he needs to do.
I would say either Rikimaru or Onikage. Those are like the coolest 2 characters of the game. And Ichigoya is pretty good too, because he's materialistic like myself and loves money.
Favorite enemies, probably the deranged cultists, just because they're so vulnerable, they can't block, and they're just, those guys are entertaining. They're really creepy, they're weird. They look like these like weird aliens, like these gray aliens that are going around dancing in thongs and some weird shit like that. I mean, like, what the fuck is that? What is that weird dance they do? Where do they come from? These guys are weird and creepy, but funny as hell at the same time. I mean, and I just love how you can just slash them up and the sounds they make, all those like
my favorite enemy would be the soldiers at the checkpoint in level 4. Those are pretty fun to fight against, besides the guards at the Echigoya stage.
My favorite item is probably gonna be the chameleon spell, the disguise, just because especially when you get the cheat codes and you can really just spam those things and just fuck with it. It's just funny to really mess with the guards, because like you'll kill a guard right in front of one guard, he'll be like, what? And he'll pull out his sword and all that shit ready to fight, and then you just put on the disguise on right away, and he's just like, where are you? And you do that right in front of him. I mean, it's just so funny to fuck with the AI like that. I love the disguise, and you just instant stealth kills all over the place. But I also really like the arrows, even though that's not an official item. I just love like spamming the arrows at the enemies. It looks brutal, just pelting them with arrows and just blood gushing out everywhere. It's so funny.
My favorite item would be the Super Shuriken, because if you aim it right, you can do a lot of damage in like 1 or 2 hits. So it's very effective for like multiple enemies or mainly bosses, I would say.
So favorite dialogue, or maybe like a quote, I guess, would be, I really like, you know, Ichigoya going like, come on, in the first level. If that was really funny. And I also like Minister Katoka's bodyguard, when he goes like, Mr. Katoka, you like him money.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was always funny when he did that. It just seems ridiculous. For Rikimaru, a favorite is just when he kills the cult leader boss, and he goes like, burn in hell, you heretic. I always thought that was just really badass.
Just kind of the quotes that the guards be saying, like, you, or coward, or show yourself, just sounds kind of funny, like you're, you. Just sounds kind of funny and corny, but yet entertaining.
You! My favorite stealth kill is pretty easy. It's just the classic throat slit, what Rikimaru does. You know, you slit the throat, and then it's just, the guard falls down, fucking blood just starts gushing out like that, and sometimes their heads fly off and stuff. When I first saw like the decapitation when their head fly off, I was just like, whoa, that was so awesome. And it's like a rare occurrence, it doesn't always happen. I was totally into that. And then just the pose that Rikimaru does, you know, after he does that kill is really fucking awesome.
I would say the bone breaking one, because since I took ninjutsu and saw a lot of the grapplings in the class I took at Quest Center and then at Health Fitness Academy, I would say the bone breaking stealth kill is my favorite, along with the slit throat, because weapons and using your body to kill your enemies is just pretty cool.
Are you familiar with Bucky the Grappler?
Cut. Your favorite song or theme of Tenchu?
Probably level 8, the Cure the Prince. Yeah, Cure the Princess. It's just got like a really sweet atmosphere, like the kind of Spanish guitar playing and stuff like that. It's really nice. It really sets the mood for that level and how it looks.
Favorite memory of Tenchu?
Favorite memory? I guess it was in 5th grade, which was like, yeah, early 1999, or no, June 1999. School was just getting out. It was like the last day of school where we, like the school set up these games outside for us to play, and you'd win prizes, and like, you know, you throw the ball to dunk the person into the water and stuff like that, and it was just fun. I was there with my friends having a great time. School was ending, summer, it was nice, beautiful, hot outside, and then I just went home and started playing, you know, Tenchu some more, like level 4. And I just remember like playing it the rest of the night. It was just a really sweet memory.
Makes me want to play some more Tenchu when I get home.
There you go.
Get me drawn in, shit.
Funniest aspect, there's like a lot of fun things you could do with the debug cheat code, like you know, select different characters. You could play as the bear, you could play as a dog, you could play as all these different freaking bosses and enemies and stuff like that, and then you can like disguise yourself and then morph back into yourself. So it would be like, see Rikimaru running on all fours like a bear, or like, you know, doing the deranged cultist dance and all that weird stuff, and like, you know, seeing yourself slit your own throat and cutting off your own head and weird shit like that. It was freaking hilarious, and just spamming all those items on that you get from that cheat code. How about like, what's the creepiest part of Tenchu? I remember you saying it's kind of a creepy game.
Everything about the game is creepy. Where to begin? Like the cult was like the creepiest stage, because making all the noise and seeing some guy butt naked running in his underwear and shit, man. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? That was just pretty creepy and weird. How about them and all that shit sounding all retarded and shit. I'm like, the fuck is this shit? But yeah, that was probably the most creepiest part. Was mainly the cult stage, mainly.
Yes, I have one question, Dark Assassin. Have you ever seen the show Bucky the Grampler?
Get rid of this guy, please. Get rid of this asshole.
Wait, this guy's name is Ren.
Show yourself!
One thing about Tenchu that I noticed that was kind of a flaw was Ayame, I thought, was an annoying character because of her short range attacks, and her sarcasm just kind of irritated me a little bit. Even though she's an okay character, but I would call her like the least favorite out of the game a little bit.
You took your time getting here.
I beg your pardon?
I guess you deserve a thank you this time?
You don't like the fact that maybe she's like faster than Rikimaru, and then like, you know.
Like I said, she's okay, but I like Rikimaru better because he's more cooler and just longer range attacks and more power, more strength, and just a cooler character in general, more level-headed, more intelligent, more diligent, and just more strategic.
Yeah, he's kind of like the epitome of ninjas, right?
Exactly.
He's like,
exactly.
You think of a ninja, you see Rikimaru, you're just like, yeah, that's badass. Like he's
total fucking badass.
He's a ninja through and through, right? So you said like the intro, that you really like the intro, like the music and all that stuff.
I like the music, the whole atmosphere, the black and white, the darkness of it, the whole violence of it at the end, and just the whole ninja atmosphere, feudal Japan, just a cool theme to me. And then just being in black and white, I just loved every minute of it. I got chills every time I saw it.
You got
back
chills?
in Scarlet, and even nowadays. Yeah, wow. I was just into the game. Just really loved the game.
It really sucked you in, didn't it?
Yeah, I was into the game, definitely, for sure.
Me and my brother, like my oldest brother, we did some homemade movies that was like kind of about samurais and ninjas and stuff like that, heavily influenced by Kurosawa movies, like Yojimbo, Sanjuro, Seven Samurai, things like that, as well as Tenchu. Like it was really fun doing that. We actually had Tenchu music in there. My character's name was Senjuro Akechi.
Yeah, level 4. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I even had my oldest brother like, you know, narrate the story of like, oh, Senjuro Akechi of the Yojin Soga style swordsmanship plan and all that kind of weird shit, man. It was funny, and I had like the cut eye like thing going on here. I drew a marker over my eye.
Yeah, I saw that video you showed me when you were little and shit. I saw that video on tape and shit you had. Level 9 was pretty good because you get to fight Onekage at that big ass castle fortress. Reclaiming the castle on top of that on the top floor.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. Like building your way up.
Yeah, because you can take the shortcuts if you know where to go precisely. Just go into the roof and be precise using the grappling hook and go up to the top floor to fight Onekage.
Yeah.
But you can't even sneak up on that fucker. He already knows that you're coming.
You can hear. He's like, come on.
Yeah, I know, and that was creeping me the fuck out. This one possessed demonic motherfucker talking some shit like, come on, and then I'm just gonna fight him. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it over with. I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch right now and just get this shit over with. And, you know, eventually I did, and then, you know, started level 10, beat the game from there. But level 9 was more of my favorite than level 10.
Onekage, he looks like Marilyn Manson.
Hell yeah. And then on Naruto, they copied Onekage Orochimaru. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Rikimaru looks just like Onekage from Tenchu. And Naruto comics been out since, what, 1999? And Tenchu is 98. A year later, you start with Onekage, and now you have Orochimaru that's an Onekage ripoff. So that's another thing about how secret influential Tenchu is.
Is it?
That certain anime characters copied, like Kakashi is Rikimaru and Orochimaru is Onekage, basically. That Tenchu may be an underground game, but it's kind of influential, at least across Japan with anime, or mangas at least.
Because, you know, when a lot of people mention stealth games, they sometimes forget Tenchu, but, you know, it's there. I mean, there's always Metal Gear Solid, there's, like, you know, Thief and all these other types of games, but Tenchu is there, man. Tenchu is always there. It's just a really sweet game, you know. Like,
very good, very good.
All the different items and stuff you can use.
Yeah, all those options to choose from.
A lot of just when you get that, unlock that cheat code where you can just mess with all those items as much as you want.
Yeah.
Like all those little decoys that you can throw. Like the enemies fuck with the enemy AI so much and troll them.
And then kill them in so many creative ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Blow them up.
Throw a grenade,
stealth kills.
Stealth kills.
Shurikens. Burn them up even.
Arrows.
Lightning.
Landmine.
With the debug, you can shoot up those lightnings and kill up a whole bunch of enemies at once and shit.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Just you hear them scream and blood splatter everywhere.
And then they flying in the air and shit even.
Yeah, they're flying in the air, screaming, flying off ledges into the abyss and all that kind of crazy shit. Yeah, like, the game is just really influential. Like, the stealth mechanics, like we mentioned, is just really, really fucking cool. Like, you know, it's not perfect going back to it now, but it was really cool leaning up against the walls.
It was cool back then.
Against the walls, throwing an item around the corner to lure people away in certain areas, like with the rice ball, you can like lure them.
Does this game hold up? I mean, how does it play for a person who's never played it or heard of it?
For a person who's never played, I mean, it's hard to say. Most of the people, if they were to play it now, it depends. If they're a retro gamer, it won't be a big deal. They'll probably play it.
Yeah.
They'll be okay with
it.
They'll see what is cool about it. But, you know, if you're just asking people who just play, like, Call of Duty all the time, they're not going to like that. I mean, the game's going to look like shit. The graphics are going to look crappy and all that, and all the stiff controls. But, you know, if you grew up playing it, you don't notice it. It just looks like the way it was supposed to look like then and now. It just, I mean, the art design, everything just looks great. The controls, yeah, they're pretty shitty. Yeah, the graphics are pretty blocky and stiff, but, you know, it's
still a good game.
Yeah, it works.
We got into it. It was during our childhood, so yeah.
Yeah, and it's got the, you know, traditional kind of era of, like, voice acting, the kind of cheesy, goofy voice acting that's not really good, I guess. Kind of like Resident Evil, but it kind of makes the game in a way. Like, the only good voice actor, I think, in my opinion, is, like, Rikimaru.
True that.
He just kind of has, like, you know, a lot of power behind his voice, just how he delivers.
Commence. Your greed sickens me. I hope your death is a lesson to others.
But everybody else is just like, dirt, just kind of seems like kind of stupid in a way.
Inside my belly. You're not going to get it.
I like the way you think. What can I help you with today?
We have put in bids for the construction work next month. If you could only...
Man, one of the best things now, like at the time I wasn't really, I noticed the music, it was cool, but like as I got older and more into music, like I really indulged in the music. I bought the soundtrack, and just like all the different stages are all different, unique. It's just like a different sound for every stage. There's like, you know, sitars playing on like the deranged cultist level. It's just weird and trippy, kind of creepy atmosphere, mystical kind of thing. As well as like, you know, just all sorts of relaxing music, kind of pumped up music, atmospheric music. The music is just really good. It's definitely one of the best soundtracks for me in a video game, period. It's like really good. Oh. Really, really good. I mean, there's like, it's fucking epic. Sure! In 5th grade, there was an assignment that we were supposed to make a book. We were supposed to write a story, kind of a short story, and draw illustrations with it. And so obviously, like, I was really into drawing back then, really into drawing, like, you know, gore from Resident Evil, and I was already starting to draw Tenchu and stuff like that. So naturally, I made a book about Tenchu, and so for me, it was just basically an excuse to just go nuts and draw like decapitated people, like deranged cultists and guards and stuff like that, and just blood everywhere, because that's what I was into. It was just fucking fun, man. I really enjoyed making that.
Cool. Sounds.
Yeah. I remember like the teacher coming up to me and like, you know, I was in the middle of drawing a particularly bloody scene, I guess. And she like looked over my shoulder and she was just like, oh, okay. And then she moved away, and it was just kind of funny because, you know, we actually sent this to like a book publisher, and
Cool.
they made the book. They put it together, and it's just like, it's funny that they even allowed me to do it, because it's like, I don't know, maybe nowadays probably, you know, a kid wouldn't be able to get away with something like that. It's just too fucked up, too violent and shit like that. I think
That's too bad.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that.
Yeah, they limit self-expression in the art schools nowadays.
That bad,
public
eh?
schools, huh?
That bad, eh?
Yeah, man.
Because I used to draw pictures of Scorpion or Sub-Zero ripping people's heads off of the fatalities back in Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And then I used to draw pictures of Scorpion burning people up back in 5th grade when he turned into that skeleton. And I used to draw other pictures like Liu Kang turning into a dragon, biting people's upper bodies and
school
stuff.
assignments or anything? Or?
These were just free time drawings, but yeah, just free time
Did you turn
drawings.
them in? Or like show the teacher or something?
Teacher kind of saw it and they kind of said some stuff, but never really did anything. But school is fucking annoying anyway, so I hate these fucking people.
Where are we going on this topic
True
now?
that.
Yeah, but that was a fun assignment to do, regardless. In 6th grade, I already knew this kid, Aaron, in my 6th grade class, and he apparently was playing Tenchu at the same time as I was, and we both just really got into it. We were like two peas in a pod. We were just becoming obsessed with it. Yeah,
Sweet.
it was, man. It was like, man, we were like Tenchu brothers pretty much. We'd always draw, like, you know, Rikimaru and slicing dudes apart and all that kind of crazy stuff, and talking about like, you know, all these different things we find out about the game. It was sweet. And there would be like just funny instances of like, we got so into it that, you know, my friend Aaron would, his way of greeting you in the hallway would be sneaking up to you and slitting your throat with his finger.
That's
like,
funny as
yeah,
hell.
it's fucked up, but it's funny, man. It's like, what's going on here? I just thought that was hilarious that, you know, how into it me and him were. So this game just, it really influenced me at that time. It just got me really into Japanese culture, into like anime, the aesthetics, like, you know, castles and gardens and lanterns, folding screens, fans, all that kind of stuff just got burned in my memory. I just absolutely loved like the aesthetics, and it still, you know, resonates today. I still really like to see it and enjoy that.
So would you say it's like the most influential game of your video game life, possibly? As far as
That's a strong question
what it
right there.
influenced
That's strong.
spillover on your
That's
regular
fucking
life.
strong.
Yeah, as a kid, yeah, sure.
So it's one of your nostalgic peaks, you would say?
Yeah, because I was like, it was one of the first games like I was really addicted to.
What about you, Dark Assassin? Are your feelings for the game as strong anywhere in the that
Nothing
vicinity?
as strong as Ren over here. Ren is far more passionate than I am. I'm gonna admit that in public, just real talk. I like the game too. I give it like an 8 out of 10. But this guy's far more into it than I am, and far more passionate, and would go further talking about it than I would.
Okay, 8 out of 10, and Ren for you?
I'd say probably an overall just 9 out of 10, because like it doesn't completely hold up right now. I mean, you know, it's kind of whatever. But at the time it was probably a 10 out of 10 if I had to say it. Alright guys, so thanks for joining us on another episode of Great Men Taking Over the World, where we look back at Tenchu Stealth Assassins for PlayStation 1 in that late 90s, really nostalgic era of the PlayStation for us, and we really fucking love this game. So basically, until the next episode guys,
Yeah, I think Dark Assassin might make a great goop.
Yeah, asshole. Eat shit and die, fucker.